but that's okay.
Yes, you do. All right, let's get us live on Facebook. We'll just take a quick second here. Find the right group. And then hopefully Facebook is going to play nice with Zoom today because they haven't been playing nice with each other all week.
Uh-oh.
So let's hope technology is going to be our friend today. Almost there.
Oh, I just got a notification that you're live.
Perfect. All right, it looks like I just got to get you back. All right, I think, let me just double check here. I think we are streaming. Perfect. We are in the Facebook group. And sure we're recording on Zoom. Perfect. Technology is playing nicely today. Yay.
Nice with me, so that's good.
This is great. We are live. We are recording. Wonderful. Well, happy Saturday, everybody. We are here today to talk to a member of the Women's Migraine Freedom Group. This is Jill. Jill has been a member, I believe, since June, so about 7 months now. And Jill is here to share her migraine journey with us and the strategies that she learned in the Women's Migraine Freedom Group that have really helped her find more migraine-free days, things that she hasn't been told about for years and years that she's had migraines and been suffering. So Jill, welcome. Thank you so much for sharing your time today.
No problem.
Yeah, let's start out with a really easy question. Just give us a little bit of background on your migraine journey and when your migraines started and how they are.
Well, I was diagnosed at 30, but realized that I've had them basically all my life. I remember one particular bad headache after I started reading about migraines. And I had one when I was 12. I was riding in a car with my aunt, and her perfume was overwhelming and the car trip and everything. And that's when I had the first bad headache and vomited and that, but nobody related it back then because that was, 40 years ago. So
Absolutely.
yeah, but anyway, and then I would just get a few every now and then up until about my 30s. And then that's, like I said, I was diagnosed because I was having a bad headache every week or so. And so that's when they started throwing, the preventatives at me and the pain pills at me and everything else, and nothing helped.
So you kind of did the normal, went to the doctor, neurologist, went through that whole scenario of probably trying triptans and all the different medications.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Did you ever try anything else to try to get rid of your migraines? Were you into like the acupuncture or any of that?
I did. I don't know how many of you have heard about the facelift surgery that they found out cured migraines. The facelift, they take a muscle out of here and then some nerves off the sides of your head. I actually did that because I know, because this doctor had been doing a lot of facelifts, and for some coincidence, the migraines were going away for women. And so they built upon that, and they had a lot of good success, but my success lasted about 6 months or so.
Wow. Which seems to be so typical for so many Band-Aid type solutions that you do get that short term relief, which is why we get so excited about them. The same with the triptans. As soon as somebody goes on Imitrex, they're like, oh, this is a wonder drug. And then after it
That's
starts wearing off.
yeah. And then I also did about a year with a chiropractor. He had some special treatment that he did. He's a patented thing, and
Hmm.
there's in the United States that does it, and it was fine. They were gone as long as I was going to him. But then if
Hmm.
I miss a week or a week and a half, then I was right back where I was. So
So again, a great procedure because I love chiropractics. I mean, I still see a
yeah,
chiropractor from time to time because I think it's great for our spine health and our overall health. Um, but it's kind of like putting that Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's
yeah,
gonna give you a little bit of relief for a little while, but it's not digging down to that root cause problem, which obviously is what we're looking to do. So, so you've had migraines for a long time.
long time. Yeah.
How have those impacted your life over the years?
Uh, well, not so bad, the first teens and 20s, I guess, not too bad. But then in my 30s, I started having children and worse migraines. And so I missed out on a lot of my kids' lives because I couldn't do everything with them. And I eventually stopped working. And sorry, this is emotional part for
Oh,
me.
we really thank you so much for being here to share
Yeah.
this because this is emotional and this is hard.
Yeah.
And this is the reason that I do this because I was in your shoes. I spent 10 years with migraines and my kids were young,
Yeah.
and if anybody's been watching, actually, I don't know if I posted in the free group, but I'm an empty nester as of this week.
Oh,
So I look back and I'm like, oh man, that time that I missed. And I
yeah.
don't want anybody else to have to miss that time,
Yeah.
because they grow up so fast, so
They do.
fast.
They do.
Um, yeah, so it's hard. You missed out on things and I didn't realize you had to stop work because of your migraines.
I didn't work for 10 years. I laid in bed actually because
Oh
my
my
migraine.
goodness. Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
get up and cook, and then I go back to bed. I do what I had to do and then go back to bed.
If
And
anybody's watching this on the replay, because I know we don't have a lot of people on now, but if you're watching this on the replay and you have experienced the same thing as Jill, tell us in the comments. Let us know that, because this story is so common. This is so common. It shouldn't be, but Jill, your story is so common for so many women. Lisa's on. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for coming and watching today. So, Jill, you had that struggle of missing out on time with your kids, of work. Um, how were your, relationships with your spouse and with your friends?
luckily, I had an understanding spouse, and he was very supportive.
Wonderful.
My friends just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, they do,
Oh,
don't they?
yeah.
Because they
So,
don't understand.
yeah. When you cancel this and you cancel that, it's hard to keep friendships.
Absolutely. Well, it gets to the point that you just don't want to make plans anymore because you do feel that,
Yeah.
sadness and pain of wanting to cancel. Um, so that's not the case for you now, though.
Pardon?
I said that's not the case for you now, though.
No,
So
it isn't.
let's
No.
talk about the positive. We kind of know migraines never start in a happy place.
Yeah, no, they don't.
But you found the Women's Migraine Freedom Group. What made you decide to want to join?
Well, you posted just, I think, 5 simple things to try. The first one was water, and then the exercise and the foods. And right now I can't remember the other. Oh, stopping the pain medication. And I can't remember the other one, but I'm going, well, I can drink the water. And then you did more in depth on, we think we drink enough water, but we really don't. Just try this. And so
Mhm.
I'm going, this isn't going to work. And like an hour later, or maybe even less, I was feeling a lot better. It's like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was just really nuts. And then from the water, I built upon exercising because I know that's important. That's an important
Mhm.
thing, and for anybody. So I started out when I had the good times, I would exercise because exercise always made my migraines worse while I had them. And
Mhm.
they do, but if I can exercise when I don't have them,
Mhm.
then I always feel better. So,
Absolutely. It's those wonderful endorphins that are released when when we exercise that really bring us that relief.
yeah, yeah, I
So
agree.
those 5 tips definitely, it sounds like they surprised you then.
They did because it was something doctors never cover. I mean, they ask you briefly and then they fly into their medicines, you
Hmm.
know? So,
Hmm. And they are very well meaning. We are definitely not here today to bash any doctors out there, because they save lives and they're wonderful. But the way
yes,
that they are trained on relieving our pain as quickly as possible because they don't
right,
want us in pain.
right.
So that's why they reach towards those medications. And most doctors still only get one nutrition class throughout their whole medical training.
I
So
heard they very much on pain classes either, so
yeah, and there's many ways that the medical system's getting revamped, which is absolutely wonderful. But it takes time to catch up. So
sure.
knowing that we have people out there that it's just more of the functional approach that we're looking at, the functional medicine approach, and knowing that we have people and doctors out there that are really gearing towards that to help us get to the root cause. That's what I bring into this program is really finding that root cause. And I just want to touch on the water for a minute because so many groups that I go into, I see people bashing water all the time. you know, don't I have a migraine? Don't tell me to drink water. You must not have a migraine if you think water can cure a migraine. But water is really one of the keys. It's not the only thing, as you know.
I think that's right. It's
Um,
but it's to the puzzle, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And a lot of times we could actually be drinking the proper amount of water, but we can still be dehydrated, which is really amazing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what we really work on um, in our private program is talking about when we need to be drinking water, how we need to be drinking water, making sure that we have the right amount of water for your body weight, but also not jumping from only drinking 2 cups of water a day to drinking 8 in one day. There's really a process and a system, and it sounds like, um, however you did it and using the tips throughout the group, it sounds like it's really worked for you. Are you at your level of water that you should be drinking in a day
Yeah,
now?
the level of water I should have been drinking. I drink at least, well, 4 of the 16-ounce bottles of water every day, if not more. During the summer, I drink a lot more.
Hmm.
But and, so that surprised me. It's like, I drink enough water, but I'll do this, and I'm
Absolutely.
glad I tried.
Yeah. And then we also don't think about the things that dehydrate us on top of it. So I know many people drink tea, and especially a lot of our UK friends, and tea is actually more of a diuretic than coffee.
Really? I did not know
So,
that.
yeah, new studies have come out, and it's not saying we shouldn't drink tea, because I definitely think there are many benefits to tea. Just if you're a migraine sufferer, we really have to be careful with that because for every cup of tea we have, we should really have an additional cup of water on top of it.
I did not know that about tea. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we keep learning, I mean, this is a wonderful thing about science is we keep finding new studies and research and so, new things that we'll be sharing in the group, which was great. So you started the water, you started the tips. When did you really start noticing like that aha moment of, wow, my life is really starting to change?
It was when I was able to incorporate the exercise along with the water.
Okay.
So I found myself having migraine-free days, and I hadn't had a whole day migraine-free for 2 or 3 decades. I
Wow.
mean, yeah, yeah, it
Wow.
was horrible. So,
That's amazing. So you had
like,
decades where you were having them every day.
oh, yeah.
Where do you think you're at now? Like how many a month do you think
I
typical?
did a lot, but, and this has been bad timing right now, but I probably have 2 bad ones a week.
Okay. But that's a huge jump down
Oh my gosh, yes,
from
yeah.
where you were.
Yeah,
So
I don't ever have to lay in bed anymore.
that's
Never.
phenomenal. That
I
is
know.
phenomenal. So, and I think that's the key for many people to remember when they start on a journey to migraine freedom. It isn't an overnight thing.
Yeah,
You,
it is.
you had migraines for 40 years. right? Is that what you said? 40 years? So
Yeah.
yeah, so you had them for 40 years. So in 6 months, we're not going to necessarily be able to. We lost your photo, Jill, so hopefully we can still hear you.
Okay. Oops.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go. Um,
Okay.
so, sometimes when you start on your migraine journey, it can be a couple weeks and you notice a drastic difference. And for some people, it can take 6 months to a year to get where you want to be. Because
Yeah.
as you mentioned, it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
It's not just water, it's not just exercise. Um, we have to look at sleep, we have to look at stress, we have to look at your environment. You mentioned the perfume in the very beginning. And, it's not just perfume. Is it your cleaning supplies? Is it your personal care products? Is it, I actually spoke with someone who is having some difficulty because now she's working at home and her work environment was actually safer for her than her home environment.
Oh, wow.
Because
That,
she had set up her work environment as a migraine friendly environment. And
yeah.
now when you're working from home, if you don't have an office and have a space, so, you know,
Wow.
you're definitely heading in the right direction and obviously using more strategies and tips in the groups. I think, do you feel confident that you're going to find, more and more migraine free days as you go forward?
I hope so. I think I probably will. I know food is a hard thing for me
Okay.
to stay on top of, because when I don't feel good, or I work a lot of long hours. I babysit for my grandkids and some other kids, so I have 10-hour days and stuff. So by the time supper rolls around, I just want to make a sandwich or I don't want to eat or something. And I have to keep telling myself I have to eat healthy foods and I have
Mhm.
to eat. That's kind of hard. But
It is hard. And that is something else that we really focus on in the program is trying to find the best way for each person to eat, because that's one of the hard things. I can give lots of tips and tricks in the free group, but the hard thing is everybody's life is so different. So you
yeah,
just kind of hit the nail on the head by saying in your life you have 10-hour days with grandkids.
yeah,
Other people don't.
yeah.
So
Basic step.
finding finding ways to make it work for you in comparison to somebody else is a little different, but that food is definitely one of the key pieces, and it's good that you know that, and that can be a goal of yours moving forward that I'm sure will really really make some difference for you when you get there. um, so that's an awesome goal. So where are we headed in our future of migraine journey? What is it you're focusing on now and you really want to try to see in the next 6 months of your life?
Of my migraine journey, or my,
Yep.
well, hopefully I'm headed toward, I feel like I'm doing pretty good with just 2 a week. So, hopefully I can get down to 1 a week, 1 a month, something amazing like that. That would be wonderful.
Absolutely. And I love how you said it that way, that you're stepping yourself down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not trying to say, okay, I'm still having 2 a week and that's frustrating, but thinking I had one every day for 40 years. Now I'm at 2 a week. I really
Yeah.
want to go to 1 a week, because that really is such an important part of the process, is knowing that it's a step-by-step journey.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
doesn't feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So any last words of wisdom or anything else that you'd like to share for anyone in the group? You've given them so much hope today. You've given them so much um, energy, I believe, in, that hope of knowing that they can make a change. But is there anything else you'd like to share with them today about your journey? And
I can't think of anything, just to watch you more and listen to your advice.
well, that's
And
very sweet.
it sounds stupid, just do it. It's not stupid. It's not stupid. Oh, and I like your term frankenfood. I just had to get that one in there. The frankenfood.
I
Yeah.
readily admit I stole that one from Dr. Mark Hyman.
Okay.
He is a one of the top functional medicine doctors that I follow. He has really wonderful advice. He's the head of the Cleveland Clinic, the functional medicine section of the Cleveland Clinic, and he does a lot of work with food um, and working on trying to better our world. He's doing a lot in politics now. So he coined the term frankenfood, and I just love it. So I had to sneak it into our things. But
And because when I go through the grocery store, I think about that. it's like, no, that's Frankenfood, you know?
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. That was the whole point of it. So that makes me feel great that you're remembering it, because
Yeah.
really food can be just as simple as that, coming down to eating real food. You
Yeah.
know, if your grandparents didn't know what it was, then chances are we don't want to eat it, right?
Yeah. That was the good tip and I still remember that. It's like, okay, does grandma recognize this? No.
Yeah. Grandma doesn't know what ho-hos are. They may taste really good, but grandma doesn't know what ho-hos are. If you're having a treat, I'd rather you made a homemade cookie. At
Yeah.
least those ingredients, we know where they've
Yeah.
come from. They may not be the perfect food for us, but that much better than something that is totally unreal. But
Exactly.
awesome. Well, this was phenomenal. I don't see any questions on there, but please, if anyone's watching this in the replay, if you have any questions for Jill or you have any questions for me, just post them in the chat. Make sure that you tag me so that I see them, and we will make sure that, if it's information I need to get from Jill, I'm sure she'd be more than happy to answer any questions anyone has. But I think the key takeaway from everything you've said, Jill, if I can sum it up, is that we tend to look for these difficult answers to find migraine freedom, by going to the neurologist, by getting the medications, by doing chiropractics every week and doing, that I had no idea you had that procedure, on your forehead. And I know so many women that have had hysterectomies, to try to rid themselves of migraines. So we tend to go to this extreme
Definitely.
because we want a quick fix, right? We want it done now. But the key takeaway here is it may take a little while longer, but when we look at the simple things in our everyday life and
Yeah.
just take it one step at a time,
Exactly.
you can have lasting results, which is what
Yeah.
you're having
I
after
know.
40 years.
Yeah. It's
So
amazing.
oh, it
Amazing.
is absolutely amazing. And again, I can't thank you enough for coming on today and sharing your story. I know how emotional it is, so we really
All right.
appreciate you being. Do not, no, 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 no. Never apologize for being, for sharing your feelings, and we just really value you for sharing that with us, because it's a very special moment, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, we are going to sign out here. Have an absolutely wonderful Saturday. Jill, thanks again. And I'm sure we'll talk to you in Messenger. Okay.
Hey, bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.